Hello and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Brogan and we are currently doing the first ever live Simple Signals stream session thing where I will be doing what I normally do in the Simple Signals videos, doing it live. I mean, there's not really much more to it. Let me just make sure the audio is good. I've got a lot of things on the manager. It's a whole new setup of scenes. So let me just alt-tab quickly. We do have the typical things top left, as I say in every video. Obviously, this is not a video, this is just a live stream. Hello everyone, if you are here. This will probably be uploaded afterwards as a normal video for normal TA with more than one coin than we normally do. Probably like 5 coins today. So if you are watching on catch up without it being a live stream, then welcome to the video. Top left, we do have the time. Now, if I do go to a chart and actually position it properly, it will have the ticker price as well, but we'll get into that in a second. Because in top right, we have a whole new addition to the list of things. Hold on, wait. It is a timer, and that analog clock you might see in the top right corner is actually the live time. So it's not just an emoji, it's actually a very accurate analog clock. But I wanted it just for display. You're not supposed to read that, because we do have an hour countdown, which I will start when I start to get into the content. That will basically keep me on track of, you know, how long. I don't want to spend too long on any coins. I want to cover a large basis. Today we're going over the main top coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Probably look at some other ones. But you know, we'll get into that as the show progresses. I think that's it. I do have some other things to preface. I'll probably do it now. Let me just tab to here. There we go. See what's going on in the comments. In the genders, hello, Kishan. Hello, Kishan. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Hopefully the TA. This is the on-point TA. I will be showing off my Bitcoin chart of how well it's gone. Because for some reason it's getting really dangerous now. I'm getting so many things right, it's starting to get to me. But I will be showing you my Bitcoin chart and drawing how I see Bitcoin going, you know, towards the future. Because we have broken, we are now at 42,000, you know, sitting there. So, like I said, we'll get into that. But I thought I would read CoinMarketCap as well at the start. But I'm going to be ignoring the top bar because I don't like doing them. And I thought I just wanted to go straight into the 24-hour. It feels, you know, liberating that I can just do what I want on a stream. So I'm quite excited. So I think the one other thing I need to mention, in the description there's a link to Fairdesk, our affiliate link to Fairdesk. You can go sign up to it if you're not already. We do have a copy trade account on there, which I will be posting. I will obviously during the stream I'll probably start doing futures trades on the TA I do, but I will also demonstrate the copy trade account, kind of what that goes, you know, what sort of depth that goes into. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Go to the description. There's some bunch of links down there. That is pretty much it, I think. So I think I'm gonna start a timer for the official the first ever initial start of a Simple Signals live stream. So let's get into it. So we've got an hour on the clock. So I think I'm going to go over CoinMarketCap and set the basis. Read some comments. When it starts to hit a close enough time, I'll start going over Bitcoin, and then we can have a look, I suppose. Let me see the comments. What is Fairdesk? We'll get into that. I'll do that after CoinMarketCap. I'll take me 2 seconds to do CoinMarketCap. I just want to see what's going on. So we do have some. I don't know. There's so many things I can go over right now. I kind of feel a bit like open right now. What's going on? I'm just by myself on CoinMarketCap, which is a very unlikely scenario. Me by myself looking at CoinMarketCap. I never really look at CoinMarketCap. I suppose we can look at the 7-day. Could be interesting. Got Manta. Anything of interest? Pyth. I have been trading Pyth recently. I'll probably show the graph of that as well. Kishan, you hopefully saw the video. That was a good video. I'll show the graph of that as well, and then I'll give an update. I did post a screenshot in Telegram of the chart I did of Pyth. So that was a pretty good chart. So I will show that in a minute for like 2 seconds. That's gone up 20% over the 7-day. I'll love to see how my chart has gone, because I have about 4 points of consideration. Seeing as though it's been going down, in the 24-hour and the 1 hour, it should hopefully be lining up with what I've said. But as Bitcoin's been fluctuating between breaking below 40,000 and staying wherever it's been, and now breaking 41,000 or 40,000, 41 and 42, obviously. Coins with low market cap, which are easily influenced by Bitcoin, obviously will have different outcomes. But we will see how close it is lined up to our graph we did in our members only TA signals video. There he is, Thorchain. He's actually up the first time in I can't even remember when. I think I was a different person back when we first read Thorchain, or the last time we read Thorchain being in the positive. Let me actually hold time quickly. There we go. I'm running interface of Fairdesk. Perfect. Well, during this stream, I can put some trades in. I'll talk everyone through, how to use Fairdesk if you are interested. So I think that's pretty. I don't want to look too deep into it. Who cares? I think I was going to start at 50 minutes. Obviously, I know I've given myself too much time at the start. I was going to start at 50 minutes going over Bitcoin. I think I might just start right now, and then leave some padding for myself to time myself during the middle. So I think I might just start on Bitcoin. So first chart on Bitcoin. Obviously, there's not been a lot of. There's something considerable to point out on Bitcoin, which we'll get into in a minute. And our black magic indicator has been held true pretty well, but again we'll get into that. So this number, I drew this not too long ago on the Telegram, or for the Telegram. It was 39,100 roughly. This was a line I thought was very considerable. So basically we had this huge fair value gap which hadn't been entered, and so fair value gaps, normally they enter pretty fast. Like, hey, I'll point this out in a minute. Fair value gaps, normally you can draw them. And then you'll reach it and you'll enter this area, and then you'll have this huge movement. I'm not getting into details of it, of the theory of it. If you do want to go look up, just look up ICT concepts and you can go find all this information of what I am going to be showing today. You can find it out for yourself. So fair value gap. This fair value gap I noticed here hadn't been entered, since it was made, because we rocketed too far up. For us to actually see any, it's considerable entry. We can't just continue to go up. Obviously, if we saw our price, let me get the pen out. If we saw our price kind of do this and dip back into it, normally near the middle of the fair value gap, we would have seen the same process anyway, because normally in a fair value gap you have this huge, buy rush, and the price falls down. And then we enter this area where it will continue to bump up again. However, we still saw the same sort of movement we saw the same bullish movement that we would have expected if we entered the fair value gap properly. So it doesn't really matter. But none of the matter of the fact, we still have this fair value gap which hadn't been entered. Middle line being roughly 39,100. Now we come all the way. We go through the future all the way back to basically now 3 days ago. We entered the fair value gap. Fair value gaps, obviously, you're not going to have a pinpoint middle of the gap, but you are going to have an entry, within the fair value gap where you're going to sit within it. Sometimes you can see scenarios. Where's the drawing? normally there's a little box where everything draws, but it's not here, whatever. Normally, in a fair value gap, what some people like to see, obviously you've got your price, and it has this, it crashes the fair value gap, and normally, some of the perfect examples of a fair value gap is people immediately, the price will immediately enter and shoot back up again. But that doesn't have to happen. You can have your fair value gap where it will, kind of form. You could probably crab within it, maybe even dip below, and then cause up. But you do, some fair value gaps aren't always completely accurate. Sometimes you can have the situation where you'll bounce off it and continue to go down. Obviously, it will not be valid 100% of the time because you can't just predict the markets. But in this scenario, as I'm demonstrating, we did dip below it, but obviously we had different support points which were keeping us up. So we were still within this fair value gap. Obviously, from the midpoint roughly, we had this huge wick up, which started our move upwards. Obviously, I know it probably didn't attribute to the entire move upwards, but within the concept of fair value gaps, it normally signifies when you enter it a continuation of a high trend or a trend. As in, when it was formed, what sort of trend was moving, that's the sort of trend you expect to see when you enter the fair value gap. So it was a bullish trend when we formed it, so when you enter it again, it will continue a bullish pattern or formation or movement. So obviously we were bearish, entered it, and then obviously we just absolutely rocketed up. So that was, I drew that a couple of days ago. I'm not sure if it was a couple of days ago actually, I can't quite remember. I can go to the Telegram if I wanted to, but I'm not. So that's it for kind of my graph of how it's been going. So it's been going pretty well, but we've had this huge move upwards of Bitcoin. Breaking 40, 41, and 42. Sitting at 42 roughly now. Obviously breaking the black magic indicator, which is simple significance. So if you are on our Telegram, for the people watching, you probably are, 40 people, so you probably most likely are on Telegram. Go check it out. I do believe I posted a link. If not, there is a link to the Simple Signals Telegram, which is a separate trading channel in Telegram, which is also free for if you're in Telegram for a member. It does have the link to this indicator here, which is our indicator, which I haven't really been able to show off quite yet, but it has been very, very useful for when I've been doing my TA, because it doesn't just go off of volume, it goes off of patterns and continuous price action. And it is always constantly updating, so you're out of date if you do go based off volume. Your out of date drawings, they won't be out of date. These prices continue to update every day, so it is a live acting, low hassle indicator, which makes things just a bit easier. Obviously, I know pointing out volume points isn't too hard, and if it is hard, and it depends, but it's not very, it just makes something just a lot bit easier. We do have this fair value gap, which we didn't enter, which we were quite getting, towards the closer range of getting towards, so we were quite close there. But again, it is still formed. Over here, we can see this gap here. Obviously, go look up ICT concepts for the definition of a fair value gap. And for when I look at fair value gaps, I try to find a market structure shift. In this, I'm going to demonstrate the market structure shift here. We have higher highs. And then we print out on our high lower down, which is a shift in the market structure. The structure was bearish, and then we just kind of went sideways. So normally when you see a market structure shift nearby a fair value gap, that is normally when it can be considered more valid than not. But again, to still point out, about 38.1, we do have this fair value gap here. So if we were to enter this price, which is quite close to where we were previously, it's about $200 off of the lower end of our support point, so it does coincide decently well. $200 here, there, for this support area, which some significant is drawing for us. So this is a considerable price point alongside all these other support points. So I don't really think we're going to see that anytime soon. Hopefully not. Can't see the prices. You can. You're lying. I could probably zoom in the page. Can I zoom in the page? I can. I think that is too big. Okay, well that's messed the entire UI up. There we go. Is that a bit better? Hopefully so. Okay, well I'll still read them out. Obviously they are here as well. Yeah. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, I don't think we're going to reach this fair value gap to keep us up, but it is still there regardless. It's behind your head. Yeah, it's top left. If you were a consistent viewer of the Simple Signals videos, you would recognise that top left we do have the current time and date as it is right now, and the ticker price. I have zoomed in one more in case people need to also want to see the sidebar numbers, which I do read out. Yeah, have we bottomed on Bitcoin? I'd hope so. I really do hope so. But if we, we have bounced, and this fair value gap, I mean, for my TA anyway, for my TA, obviously your strategy, your TA can be completely different to mine. But in my realm of TA, the fair value gap was, was the attributor, and the support points were the attributor to this, to where we should have reached in terms of the lowest point. Have we reached the bottom? Well, I mean, we do have some things keeping us up. Obviously, the fair value gap has been entered and successfully used, so it shouldn't really be valid anymore, so I could probably delete it, but I'm going to keep it there anyway. Price of Bitcoin, we'll get into it. We do have this fair value gap, which will keep us up if we enter it, probably crab there for a bit and then rise back up again, because this isn't a bearish fair value gap, so we should bounce off of it. We do have the support points and the previous fair value gap, which we did hover at. So we do have some consistent, close, tight area of support here. So we do have a lot in terms of what could keep us up in this whole area here. Obviously, this is where the price reached the lowest point. So I think we have reached a low point for Bitcoin. I think we can continue to go up. In terms of if we can reach these prices, at nearing towards 49,000. Obviously, this was attributed to the news, how active Bitcoin was in terms of external factors. Could we reach there again? I suppose we'll get into it. So let's just go on to the future of the Bitcoin price, because I have been yapping on about the previous price of Bitcoin for about 9 minutes now. So I will try to be a bit swift in terms of my analysis. So we do have this fair value gap here, which I will point out here. I'll draw a midline as well. What price is this at roughly? It's about 40,500, 40,600. I'll type that in. There we go. Make that a bit bigger. So that is the price, a considerable price point. Obviously, we have seen ourselves bounce off it. So if we do enter this price point, it is another thing keeping us up, because this is a newly formed fair value gap. Obviously, fair value gaps are not always 100% accurate. This isn't a golden shot, silver bullet, anything like that. Web Free Superstar, good morning. Hello. Well, it's not quite morning for me, but good morning to you. I can't hide. I've got a pop up. There we go. 40,000, 42,000. Next move for Bitcoin of a couple of days. Yeah, I mean, well, we've had this huge move upwards. In terms of 40 to 42,000. Well, it's been a consistently high move up, and in my realm of theory, in terms of how price moves, I don't think something can just move naturally anyway. Obviously, if it's news based, or if previously it was unsustainable, I don't think there can be movements which aren't unsustainable which will stay unless there's something considerable to keep it that way. So this is a considerably unsustainable movement for Bitcoin. So I think we could see ourselves recede back down below. Obviously, we are at support point, but we could see ourselves come back down. So in terms of 40 to 42,000, I think we could see 40,600 within this area. We could probably stay within this nearly percentage area and probably go back upwards again. But I think this whole area, 43.5 to 40,000, is probably the realm we can see Bitcoin going at for the future. So I don't really think, because some people are talking about 37,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, those are some quite bearish people. I didn't really ever think that. I remember, I think when I was saying, especially in the Telegram, whenever we reached 39,100, I was screenshotting as saying we're going to go back up. I don't think we'll go down. Everyone apart from Frankie Candles was also saying, oh, we're saying we're going to go back down. So only me and Frankie Candles were the right people. And Frankie Candles is a pretty good TA person. So if I'm on the same boat as him, I think I'm winning pretty well. Zodakan, hello Ruben, how are you doing? Welcome to the first Simple Signals. So for everyone here, this is the first Simple Signals live stream. So normally I do 2 videos, one for the members, one for the public, but I'm doing it live because it's easier. I get more done. People, if you want a coin drawing, because I'm going to do Bitcoin. I'm moving on to Ethereum right now, Ethereum and Solana. But if you want any coins drawing, just put it down. I'll probably have a look at it. I will also look at the Pyth chart as well to see. I'll do that right now. To see how well it's gone. This is okay. Well, there we go. Okay. Well, yes. So basically, it did kind of play. Let me remove this. This was This is a short time frame, okay, ignore that. So basically, I drew this back. You can see from where the blue line or the blue arrow starts. This is where I drew it from, basically. Obviously, it was readjusted a bit because through the days, but it's basically like this. This is how I drew it on the members only video. I did screenshot it. It's a bit, probably looks a bit more accurate on the 30-minute. There we go. So this was a pretty accurate movement. I mean, this pretty much lined up. Obviously, I wasn't getting pinpoint accurate because I can't tell the future. I did screenshot this in the Telegram. To point out for the members area people who did watch this video. So hopefully, Kishan, you did watch this. I basically said if Bitcoin stays above 40,000, the blue line will occur. If we don't, we'll get to the red line. So my analysis of PIFE at the time was that if Bitcoin was to go below 40,000, the red line would occur, which it basically did. But I said what I said differently was we would bounce off of this 37.8 area. I was still on the understanding that Bitcoin wouldn't be at 40,000, but we're at 42,000 right now. PIFE is very easily influenced, so obviously we've broken this resistance point. It is now support. So this is a pretty good accurate graph. So hopefully, obviously none of this is financial advice, but if you did take action on this TA, then congratulations to you too. Thank you, Drop Source. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've said it so many times. I get stuff so right. It's dangerous. I feel too cocky, but I haven't got it really wrong yet. I haven't really got anything wrong. I've won like the last 6 of my trades. I'm doing pretty well. Obviously, I don't want to say anything. Too setting stone. I don't want to jinx myself, but things are going pretty well. So I mean, we've gone slightly over the 10-minute mark for Bitcoin. So I think I'll be quite quick for Ethereum. How are we doing? Okay, yeah, I mean, this was, I can't remember when I drew this, a bearish order block, yeah, okay, this is pretty good, this is actually interesting. So, this is the situation where an order block it's now turning what it looks like into a breaker block. There we go. So basically, an order block is a consistent price area which keeps the price down, but when you have a wick upwards, here's good teachers. No, I mean, yeah. I have been doing this by myself. Obviously, we've got the other half of Crypto Warehouse, which did help me out a bit. But obviously, I the way I learned this, I meditate and God talks to me solely through a telecommunication and tells me where the chart's going to go. So if God doesn't know where the chart's going to go, no one does. But anyway, back to the breaker block. So basically, an order block is a consistent price area where the price goes down. I recognized this quite a bit ago. But when you have a wick above the order block, it turns to a bullish breaker block. Obviously, we're seeing some sort of retracement. Obviously, we had this huge movement for Ethereum, and whenever I see these huge movements, I always think to myself, normally these aren't sustainable, so we're probably going to see some sort of retracement, which we are. But we did reach above this block, which what normally would happen, which I probably think is going to happen for Ethereum, is we're going to, normally in a breaker block anyway, which I'm trying to align with this situation, is you break the order block by a huge wick upwards and then bounce off it and then come back up again, because like it turns into an order block. It's the same situation as support and resistance. So if you do go look at ICT concepts, or you do already look at ICT concepts, a lot of the things he talks about, they're basically just normal support and resistance, but fancier. So our amazing godly black magic indicator, and if you do want to go check it out, go to our Telegram. We do have it linked in, I believe, the trading area. This is simple significance. I made this. It's pretty good. I use it. It's very helpful. But this order block, is recognized as the same area as this resistance and support zone, because we are fighting at it. So it's going to be quite iffy. So now, if we break it or not, hopefully we do break it. But this area is a support resistance area, which simple significance has defined for us, which is also, again, like I said, coincides with this order block area. So what I see happening, we could hopefully stay above this resistance zone. That would be very nice. If not, we're probably going to bounce all the way back down again. I don't know what this line is. This might be, I think this is also an order block, which is keeping us up. But it's again, like I said, order blocks, support and resistance, it's all the same thing. It's all just different words and different definitions. But hopefully we can break this resistance point. We have wicked above it twice, but retracted, so it is quite a strong resistance point. Obviously, Ethereum isn't too easily swayed by the actions of other coins, so I don't really think Obviously, if good news occurs in the market, it's going to make everything happy. But I'm not saying it's going to immediately wick it due to the fact that Bitcoin's going up, for example. What I have actually been looking at less recently is actually market cipher. So let's have a quick look at what market cipher is telling us. We do have positive VWAP, which is always a bullish sign. So that's good. So we've got 3 areas to look at: which way momentum's going, which way the money flow is going, and which way the VWAP is going. And it's kind of, it's quite a nursery, kindergarten, like a three rule thing. It's always something you follow. It's very strict in terms of market cipher. If you do trade solely off market cipher, that is, which I wouldn't advise, but that's me. We do have, it's negative money flow, but it's quite stagnant because we're kind of just in the same area. So I don't really want to comment on the money flow. We are quite heavily negative. So again, I always use the same analogy of pulling a balloon down underwater and letting it go. It allows for higher movements and more rapid movements in the market. Obviously, if you imagine the balloon being the price and the water being the level above or below, or in this case, the money flow being above or below the 0 line, the momentum is positive and is going up, which is always a good sign. So we've got 2 things in consideration for the bullish side of things, or to try and tell us, trying to tell us that we should be going up, and obviously the money flow, which is more important on the larger time frames, as if you were to go to people who use market cipher, or market cipher B in particular, more often than not, they will say that money flow on the higher time frames is more important, and the VWAP on lower time frames is more important. So, considering the fact that we're on the 4 hour, the money flow does have more of a parity, power on whether we're bullish or bearish. And that is also, it is quite negative. So that is quite bearish. And we haven't really been able to break above this resistance zone, which isn't very good. But, we are in this realm of this. I like to add a 2% padding to my resistance and support zones. So we have this 2% zone here because you're not going to have a simple volume area which is directly at, for example, in this case, 22.59, for example. You're not going to have an exact price point, so you always want to add a bit of padding whenever you're trading for your stop losses, take profits, whatever it may be. You always want a bit before to front run the kind of movement you expect. So we are in this area of support or resistance. We are in this 2% area, so we are still fighting for this. So I'm actually going to change this back to the old block because it's still, I want it bearish. So we are technically still below it, so we could see ourselves, I need to delete this. We could see ourselves go in some sort of arc action and come back down. Let me move this, there we go. And then probably fall back down to something like here and kind of sit here because, support, if you want to look at any indicator, obviously, you have these medium movements within an area which is like, oh, why did this happen? Obviously, there will be other things to tell you why that happened. But on a general, and for support and resistance zones, you have, a general market movement, which is this just bouncing between these 2 zones. So if you solely just look at these support and resistance zones, if we can't break this resistance point, we're going to be on the upper end. It's like running off a cliff. What's he called? The guy in the canyons who runs really fast, and then he realizes he's flying in air and he falls down. You know what I'm trying to say? The Cartoon Network stuff. So we're gonna, oh crap, we're really high up. We've got nothing keeping us up, and we're gonna fall back down to 21.77. Let's say. Obviously, this is very negative. This is under the assumption that we're so negative. So we're probably going to see some sort of stagnation at the middle point, which we do see quite often here. Obviously, other things would tell us that or not, but on a general. We would probably fall, I'd say. So if we can't break this resistance point, which is looking quite hard, I think we're just going to fall down, about 3.5%. While this price is 21.80 and 22.58, like I said earlier. I think if I just do this, you could probably see it a bit easier here. If I have this on the screen, so you can actually see what support and resistance zones I'm talking about. If we do break this resistance point, what I can kind of see happening is obviously this would then become a bullish breaker block, and we would kind of have this action. I'm just going to draw it, so I'll go boom, boom, and then probably upwards towards here at 23.42. So I always don't like giving the analysis of, well, we could do this if this happens, or we can go down if this happens, because it's kind of a cop out. But when we're at a fighting point, when we're at a, it's quite a pivotal point in the market. You can't see the prices. Well, they're on the screen right here. So if you can't see it, then know what to tell you. There it's 22.59. It's right here in this box here. 21.68 is here. Obviously, top left of the screen is the current ticker price. It should be anyway. Yeah. And the upper end, which is what I'm talking about, is 23.42. So considering the fact that we've got some money flow is quite bearish. We've not really got anything considered. Obviously, actually, to be fair, I haven't actually drawn this fair value gap, which I'm seeing here. Let me zoom in. So we could enter this price point as well, and then dip down. So again, like I was saying, support and resistance tells us what range we're going to play in, but other indicators and strategies and methods and price analysis could tell us the medium things in terms of, are we going to see some stagnation in the middle of this range or not? Well, this fair value gap will probably tell us, if it is valid, that is, that we would probably come down to 22.32. Let me do a ray so we can see the price. So we've got 22.32 here. Hopefully you can see that. Where's my head not came? Is it too small? Hopefully it's not too small on the screen. Hopefully you can see that. I can't really zoom in too much without it ruining everything, but hopefully you can see that. So 22.32 is a price to see some sort of, to always bear in mind. If we go further back for our ray, we can see that we have some sort of medium area of price conflict. So obviously sometimes there's going to be price action which is consistent with a support and resistance zone, which isn't marked down as a actual database support or resistance zone. So in this case at 22.32, it does seem like that price does bounce or come up or come down based on that price. So we could probably see a movement down to this fair value gap and then bounce back up towards this resistance zone if we do manage to break this, which I don't know how accurate that's going to be, because our VWAP is falling, money flow is coming up. Okay, that's good. It is coming up. It is quite stagnant, a straight line, but it is coming up. So that is quite bullish at least. So like I said, the two scenarios for this is, I'll type quickly. We're going to come down to this fair value gap and bounce up. If we break it, we're going to probably come towards the 22.80 range, fall back down to 22.66. Obviously, this isn't telegraphed accurately. This is not financial advice or anything like that, but how I see it going, come up to this highest wick point, and then fall back down and then bounce back up. Obviously, this line's a bit exaggerated, but you get what I mean in terms of we're probably going to see some sort of general movement upwards towards this upper resistance range, which you can probably hopefully see on the screen. This box here, 23.42. So yeah, that's Ethereum. Again, right now it's quite hard to do an investment on right now. I don't really like investing in a coin because when you're investing in anything, whether it be crypto or forex or normal anything, if you're charting on it, you don't want to just invest when you want to. You want to invest when the conditions are right and when you see a easy entry, which will give you the most success. And in this scenario, I don't want to invest because I do want to show Fairdesk and how it works. So obviously, Kishan, you were saying, obviously learning how it works. I want to read out everything, and obviously, I don't want to assume that you don't know anything, but I'm gonna just go for it on my end. But I don't want to invest in this because I want a easy setup for myself for actual success. So for example, when I won a couple of trades on Bitcoin. We were in a clear range and we weren't really going anywhere anytime soon, so it was quite easy to trade off that. But I don't think I'm going to do Ethereum because this is just too up and down. So, but those are the two price areas I see. So, if you keep your eye on Ethereum, if we see ourselves go to 22.72, for example, and we see a couple wicks print above this support resistance point, if we do see ourselves print above it and stay above it, I see ourselves going towards the 23.42 range. Where we saw like some area here where we saw what's it called, like price area be unsure of where it's going to go, which is consistent with support points. So we do have obviously this kind of area where we had some sell-off, which is going to be some sort of liquidation or liquidity area, which will probably keep us down below this 23.42 point. So 30 minutes, and now obviously I know we started Bitcoin a bit early, but we're on track now to go on to Solana. Remember, if you're watching, if you want any coins covering, just tell me, I'll go cover it, because after Solana I don't actually really know what I'm going to do next. Probably have a little look around some of them big coins, do some charts there, nothing too boring hopefully. Let's look at that in a minute, let's see what is everyone saying? So for Ethereum, hopefully, I mean, like I said, it's a red pill, blue pill situation, similar to what I had with Pyth. What else? When Lambo, you know, I think that is the golden question for pretty much everybody in their lives. I want to know where my Lambo is. I mean, this is like the hardest market, which apparently a lot of people. Obviously, I haven't really been in the crypto market for years of my life. It hasn't been tolling me away for eating me away. But apparently this has been one of the hardest markets, which would coincide with my period of trading. This has been pretty hard to try and chart and predict. So from all this effort I'm trying to put in, hopefully a Lambo might form from it. Are you going to do the live trading tomorrow? Now, yes. So if I see an easy setup for a coin, I probably will do some trading on it. I could probably do Bitcoin actually. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I could probably do. Thing is, FOMO for me, but I also don't want to invest in it if I'm not financially capable. Yeah, that's completely true. I mean, there's some people who are quite big in trading who make it their day job, where they all advise, go get a job first, get some capital beforehand to invest. But, for me, in my scenario, I'm trying my hardest right now while I still have quite low risk, where I'm able to take risks and try things where they could fail. I don't want to do this later on in my life where things have been set up and, I can't afford for things to fail. So obviously I completely understand FOMO and whatnot, but I mean, my videos, obviously none of it's financial advice. I'm just trying to I'm trying to be as detailed as possible in my analysis. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, hopefully. Obviously, if you've got financial, if you're in a financial situation which you need to be responsible for, and you don't have the free funding to do trading, crypto isn't going anywhere. Trading isn't going anywhere. It's not going to run off from you in the next 4 years. But at the same time, I'm still going to be doing this trading. I'm still going to be doing it. I'm still going to be making videos. So, if you do find yourself in a financially freer situation and you do want to invest, hopefully my videos do help. Obviously, always try and do your own research. But I try and explain things of what I'm doing as I go along. So if people were to try and do it themselves, they could follow along. So, for example, one of the things I've been trying to get into, ICT concepts. So if you do want to get into trading yourself, I've been looking at that. So that could be something you might want to do. So take $100 and throw it into top 10 coins you won't lose in 2 years. Yeah, I mean, we do have some videos on our channel. I think you do have a portfolio of some of this money. So, and it's been hopefully going well. Obviously, we had some crash or some fall off of Bitcoin, but which kind of brought the market down. But yeah, we do have some videos on our channel with some safe bets for crypto, which will give you success in the long run. Obviously, futures is something you need. It's an active trading situation where you want to be trading, to actually earn money right now. Obviously, that requires a lot more attention and knowledge. But if you trying to invest a bit of money, which obviously isn't going to have 10 million X for your money, but it's still going to be a safe bet where you are going to earn more money than what you currently have. Then our videos which talk about the top cryptocurrencies to invest in, which will give you the safest bet for the future. Obviously, do go check them out. What else? As you know, I'm student. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to try. Obviously, if you are new, if you've got free time, I mean, what I would do if I was in your situation, because I know, obviously I'm not going to pretend like I don't know you. Obviously, we've been talking about your situation with, how easy your work is. I don't want to assume anything. But what I would probably do, I'd probably try and learn things, even if it's just the basics or anything like that. Just if you do have free time. Maybe not invest, do some demo trading, just try and learn, go online, try and find what you think would be your sort of strategy, and just go learn. You don't have to start off with earning, thousands as a student, and dropping out, but, maybe learning so you can set yourself up for many areas for earning money, is what I would probably advise for. Obviously, I'm not a financial expert, I'm only 18, but I think it sounds like a good idea to try and set yourself up to have many areas where you could possibly earn money. Okay, I'm going to get onto Solana now. This isn't, I don't want to be, what's that? There's a guy who says debt is the worst thing possibly. There's an old guy with glasses. I'm not him. Maybe when I'm completely bald and have glasses, maybe that should be me. It's still going $100 soon, hopefully, but let's get into it. So let's mark the $100 mark. Let's mark the $100 there's no other way to say that. That's mark $100. So that's $100. So we're quite far away. How far are we away? 7.42%. Okay, I mean we could get there. We do have this huge movement, and as I'm saying, I'm not a financial expert, but in my opinion, what makes sense in my head is when you have these huge movements upwards, whether it be based off, if it's based on something else's situation like Bitcoin, let's say, it's normally quite unsustainable. So we could see a fall off. So let's quickly look at market cipher. I don't really focus on market cipher too much anymore. We're heavily overbought, which makes sense. This price movement is just out of nowhere, so it does make sense we're overbought, and we are up past the 60 line, which is kind of my unnaturally natural mark, which I consider when there's a red dot, which is basically the momentum shift. When I see a red dot print for market cipher, I consider to myself, okay, this is something I could actually pay attention to. So, for example, over here we have this red dot. Yeah, we had a candle move downwards, but we continued to go upwards, and we had this range. So it's more of the magnitude of the wave rather than the dot which prints. But again, like I said, we are quite heavily over this momentum line here. So if we do see our momentum shift, I could easily see ourselves coming back down to $87. That hasn't printed out yet. Let's continue to have a look. Very important. Let me get the pen. We have a positive money flow. Money is coming into the market. Obviously, that is kind of it's like saying 2 + 2 is 4. We can clearly see money is coming into the market as the price is going up, but that is still quite bullish, or in market cipher's case anyway. Obviously, if you can't afford market cipher, there are ways of getting something very similar. Wink wink. Go like that up. Something rhyming with whose man do. There you go. So go look that up. There are ways of getting it for no money, basically, and it works just the same. Not gonna lie. But again, like I said a bit earlier, you shouldn't wholly base your investments off one thing or two things, or maybe two things, depends on what they are. But try and build a repertoire of things you like to look at for price action, for more the word slips. Confluence. Confluence is very important, especially with price movement. If I was to invest right now, what would I do? Okay, I'd probably short right now. Obviously, let's get into it. But I'd probably short. But again, looking at market cipher, what I like to have, and I say this quite often, what I like to have when I'm doing TA is something which tells me how the market is going to move, and something which tells me what general area do we see the price receding or proceeding to. So, for example, we've got our support and resistance points. We've got ICT concepts with its order blocks, which on like liquidity areas. So you've got buy side, sell side liquidity. I'm not trying to act like a professional in those regards. I'm still learning ICT concepts. Obviously, I don't think it's the be all and end all. Some people clown on ICT, but I am still learning it. I just want a big bank of things to look at for confluence. But I have in my ramblings. I do see this fair value gap. I'm just pointing it out just for people to look at. So when I was talking about situations where the fair value gap, you have two situations where you have this fair value gap form, you enter it and immediately go up. That is the best scenario. That is, it looks beautiful. You feel so great when you draw your fair value gap and that occurs. It feels so great. And like I said, you can have some sort of like crab inside of this fair value gap and then proceed to do its action. But in this case, we can see fair value gap formed. We entered and then had this downtrend for Solana. Obviously, it's not going to be pinpoint continuously downwards, but a downwards movement, a bearish movement. Fair value gaps are normally a kind of a continuational analysis point. So it is something. When you see a fair value gap which hasn't been entered before, like I said earlier with Bitcoin, they're kind of like the looming. I don't know what the word for it is. It's kind of like this like slender man which is constantly watching over you. They're always there, or maybe not always there. If you go back a couple of years and find a fair value gap which hasn't been entered, I don't really know what to say if that would go up or not, if it would still be valid. But they are something pretty consistent. But to continue with where Solana's going to go right now. We do have this fair value gap formed right below where, well, not really right below, but below where our price is, which is roughly in the $90 range, or 89.37. Always, I always point out, we always, especially Mike as well, and me, we always talk about emotional numbers and emotional trading based on round numbers, considerable numbers. So, for example, going from a double digit to a triple digit, like 99 to 100, whatever, those are always going to be considerable numbers to pay attention to, which might not coincide with typical volume areas, however, are going to be prices which we're going to see some sort of either we're either going to crab out, bounce off of, or see ourselves break up and just fly up above, if you know what I mean. So I did mark $100 because that is still a price point where we might crab. Obviously, we're going to have this this 4% padding on it. As you can see here, we kind of had the same scenario here. Let me delete that quickly. There we go. So where do I see it going? So now, obviously, this isn't going to be a super fair trade or super this isn't going to be like a super guys get into Solana right now. However, now again, I don't want to be hypocritical and say fair value gaps are the best thing in the world. However, you do need to bear in mind some price analysis and some charts aren't going to be 100% accurate all the time. However, if in a theoretical scenario where this is valid, we could see two things. We have this price point, we have this price area here where we see some sort of bouncing off of. So we could see our price bounce off of it, enter here, a fair value gap. Obviously, this line isn't completely accurate to how the price should move, but we could see something along this line go, or we could see our prices continuously go up. I don't really think that's going to be completely accurate. Nothing ever goes up forever, nothing ever goes down forever. This is going to be very unsustainable, especially to the fact that Solana isn't really going up for anything. Whoops. Oh, I just did the whole thing. There we go. Solana isn't really going up for anything, valid. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm uneducated. Maybe I haven't read the news. But the way you just called his dad Mike, as I said it, I was thinking, do I call him Dad? Do I call him the other half of Crypto Warehouse, or do I call him Mike? I don't know. But it felt a bit more professional calling him Mike, so I did. But as I was saying, we do have this price point at $94, $94.50 here, which we have had some sort of bouncing off of continuously for a couple days over here. So again, seeing as though it's not accurately printed out, on our supply and demand drawer thing, symbol significance. Obviously, if you want to go check it out, go to the Telegram. It hasn't been drawn out. Obviously, it's not a volume area because there can be price areas where you can see some sort of price movement. Which is very similar to a support and resistance zone, which isn't actually a data-based volume area. So, in fact, for example, if you to draw the volume area, there we go. So, obviously, you might have down here, for example, at $90. This is perfect, actually. $90, emotional number. You can bounce off of it. However, it's not a actual volume area in terms of there's no volume there, but there will be some sort of price, movement there. So you can see here, $90.10. We bounced off it. So it is pretty considerable. Obviously, this is a fair value gap. I just drew it, but emotional numbers and round numbers always do play into account. So it does seem like there is some sort of price here. So from what it looks like, which we kind of had with, I think it might have been Ethereum or Bitcoin. I can't remember actually. We have our zone, as I was saying with supply and demand. It will give you a general area where the price is going to be playing within. However, there are going to be situations within the zone which we might see, some sort of resistance or support at. But I think this is the sort of scenario we could see Solana at. I think the road is upwards for Solana, though. I don't really think we're going to see downwards movement for Solana. I think we're going to probably reach towards the $100 mark. Again, we do have this price point here, which is keeping us, which will probably keep us below a bit. But again, if we reach this fair value gap, we will probably go up towards the $100 mark. So if I was to trade right now, I'm not going to put my whole faith into this $94 range. However, I think we could retract a bit towards the $89 range, and then continue to go upwards. So I might put a short in $87 to $98. Yeah, roughly. Yeah, basically. That's what I see it going as. Obviously, we've got a $97 support point here, but we do have the fair value gap. So I would change your $97 or $87 to $89. But that's pretty much it. I think we do have this fair value gap. I'd probably shorten out. Obviously, I do want to do a trade live, but I also don't want to be wrong at the same time. So I do really want to be accurate on my assumption. So I might short. This will be, obviously, this is on the 4 hours. So this is going to take a while to play through. So it might be a lower isolated a future long or short in this scenario. So if you are on Fairdesk, you don't really know what's going on. If you do have some money, obviously there's a lot. I don't want to teach you the entire UI of Fairdesk. I don't want to show you, okay, how do I input, how do I put money in, how do I do this, how do I do that. I will show you the process of putting a long in or putting a short in, which is this. So we go to our Sol USDT pair here, and then we go, okay, cool, so this is the price boom. Okay, I always want to make sure that the price is accurate between the two. Obviously, you're going to have some difference within them. And then top right, you'll see, always make sure you're on isolated. Cross margin mode is how people lose, their livelihoods. Okay, obviously, isolated, you're going to be losing what you put in, and that is very important. Always be aware of your situation. Always pay attention to always pay attention to how much money do I want to put in. I need to put stop losses, take profits, just risk management in general. That is always very important. Everyone hops on about it, across the field in terms of trading. Risk management is very important. I'm still a bit iffy. I think I want to short, but we have these 2 price points where we consider the decisions. It's very hard. This is very, very hard. Also, in the meantime, does anybody have any coins they want me to look at? Because also, I'm reaching the end of the road in terms of, I wanted to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. However, I don't really know. I haven't really planned the next one. So if people do have a coin for me you want me to look at, then please do give it me. I think I'm going to short. Don't want to put a take profit. Oh, wait, stop loss. I think I put a stop loss probably at like $94, maybe $95, because obviously then within that point we've probably broken beyond this price point, bouncing off it, going up towards the $100 mark. I still think we're going to come down to the fair value gap there, so I'm gonna stand by my word. Put it on the market. I also like to do, it makes it easier, and this is what I like about Fairdesk, which I don't think any of the trading platforms have. Obviously, it's a small feature, but it makes life a lot easier. It has this utility. Actually, okay, I actually don't know if this is a fair. This isn't. I don't think this is unique to Fairdesk, but in terms of the platforms I've used before, I've only really used the margin cost on Fairdesk. I've only really seen it on Fairdesk. So within Fairdesk, there's a USDT margin cost, which is the exact amount of money you're putting in. This is how much money I'm putting in. I'm putting $21. If I put USDT, $20 is equal to 98 because of the 20x. Solana, that you're on your own with Solana. You're like, oh, how do I put in 0.5 to this, or 4967? It's not letting me put it in exactly. So you have to calculate it. It's a lot of effort. Who cares? Going to USDT margin cost, you put in like $20, whatever it may be, and it just lets you do it. So I think I'm gonna put like $20 in. Probably do a 15x. I mean, what sort of movement is this going to be if we reach towards here? So okay, so that's a pretty good. So that would be a pretty good amount of money. So I'll probably put $20. Things I actually don't know. I don't know what my liquidation would be if it was at 20x. Obviously, I don't know how accurate. Obviously, we're starting to come down. I don't want to invest it as it's coming down because we can come back up. But I think I'll just do a 20x. 20x, $20. We could probably put our stop loss again at $95. Take profit towards $90 or probably 89.5, which is actually there. So I don't want to do that. So put the short in. There we go. I always like to refresh the page to make sure it's gone through. Obviously, I'm not going to be in profit straight away, okay? So just do bear in my mind, the market's fluctuates. Before anyone says anything, oh my god, you're losing, just wait, okay? So probably put $95 here. Wait, no, yes, $95 here. I might put 89.5. That's a lot. $90 would give me a lot of profit anyway. And we do see some resistance there. So actually, I might, I think that's pretty good. I'll do that. That'll be my trade. There we go. How do I join Fairdesk? Yeah, the link is in the description. Scroll down. There should be a link there. I don't exactly know what the area is in terms of what I said, but the link is down in the description. Click it. It's the referral link. And you can sign up. We'll both get benefits in terms of the affiliate system. So if you take some trades, we'll get benefits. And another thing I do want to point out, this trade. Look at this. Look how good this trade is going. Amazing. Copy trading as well. Okay, so I'm going to be truthful here. Ignore the $657 mark. Basically, what happened was, right, I didn't know what copy trading was. And I didn't actually know we were doing copy trading. So I put all the copy trading balance we got given into because copy trading is basically people will trade with their money, and you can put an allocation of your money into their trades, and then you give them a percentage. You don't have to. So if you, let's say you put it into my copy trading, you don't have to look at that money ever again if you don't want to. Obviously, you do want to see profit, exactly, but I'll be trading, but it will automatically allocate a percentage of your money, depending on what I put in, into a trade of the same caliber or of the same situation. And obviously, if it goes up to my take profit, let's say we get 100% profit, I will take I believe it's 10%. I think there might be different numbers, but basically you will get the majority. Obviously, I'll get a cut because I'm doing the trading, but you will get the majority of the trade. So if you put $500 in and I put $50 in and we get 100% back, you might get $40, $35. So obviously it always depends on how much money you put in, how often I trade. Obviously I'm going to be getting. I want a group of people who I know. Okay, I'm going to do copy trading. I also want some more consistent trades. But I'm going to be getting into the copy trading very soon to try and build it up. But then, if you want to enter the copy trading, obviously I don't advise you put your whole life savings into me because that'd make me feel really bad. But if you want to put some money in, it will automatically trade it for you. It will automatically trade it via what I trade for you. So you can just wake up and earn a bunch of money because I'm that good of a trader. Yeah, exactly. Smiley face. But I think that's pretty much it for that. I want to join in copy trading. I think I have a link. Now I'm gonna be truthful. I think you just have to search for me. So, I think that's just it. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So obviously, I don't have anything really set up. These two trades were based on someone else's copy trade, and basically Bitcoin crashed because of everything which was going on with all these ETFs. Bitcoin crashed. Everyone lost all their money. So obviously from the get-go, I've already lost it. I didn't lose it. Someone else lost it. Okay. So just want to bear that in mind. But I haven't really got into it yet because I'm trying to build up everything on this platform, trying to understand it. But basically, just go onto copy trading, go to Crypto Warehouse, search our name, click us. Please don't. I mean, obviously you can put how much money you want in. Please bear the risk in mind. Please bear the risk in mind. Please don't put in like a bunch. Please don't put in like 90% of your total wealth on Fairdesk. Let's say it would make me feel bad. Number one. And number two, just keep the risk in mind because I am not, as much as I say it and as much as I might show it, I'm not an amazing, complete, awesome, amazing 100% trader. I don't win every single trade. I can probably go to my trades. Look, I'll be truthful right now. I'll just go to my futures right now. I've lost a bunch as much as I've won a bunch. Okay, wait, I guess here. So look, I lose a bunch, I win a bunch. Obviously, some of these trades were based on different things, okay, so you do have to bear that in mind. Recently, obviously, these were these were iffy trades. I was just scalping, I was testing strategies. But I've been winning, quite a lot of my trades of recent. This isn't an advertisement or anything, but I'm not a perfect trader. Nobody's a perfect trader. Nobody can get the market 100% of the time. But more often than not, I have been winning. I'm trying to get a good strategy for myself. So I'm trying to use as many things as possible. Confluence. I'm trying to get as many significant bases as possible. So, for example, with Market Cipher, we do have our negative momentum. We do have a price point which I think we'll bounce off. So even though I've shorted, we could. Even if I go, oh no, we're going negative, we'll probably bounce off this and then come down into this area. That's why I put my take profit here to get out here, because when we reach this kind of rough area, you're gonna need to get out. So, you know what? I might change my take profit really quickly. I've just thought about it a bit more. But I did 9.5. Okay, never mind. I did 9.5. So I might be profit now. I could go negative profit. So I'm never going to be 100%. It's never always going to be green. I might have caught the top in this area. That would be perfect. Great, cool. But I think we are going to, again, under my assumption, I think we are going to go down. But again, yeah, as I was saying, I'm not perfect. Do bear the risk in mind. But you can go to the copy trade, put some money in. I'll be trading on the copy trade account, and then you will garner most of the profit off there. I have been yapping. I have yapped the allocation of the next coin out. We have 6 minutes. If someone has a coin you want me to go really quickly look at, where I won't be yapping on a bunch, put it in right now and I'll do it. But I don't really have any other coins I really want to look at. But you know what? I think. I'm gonna skip the ads. There was bottom left. It said, "Do you want to show an ad?" I said skip, because I want you guys to listen to me, because I don't want to plague you with ads, okay? Because I do this out of the goodness of my heart, okay? This is only for you guys. Anyway, ignore that. What was I saying? Yeah, so I think this has been a pretty good live stream. Hopefully, I mean, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's been very easy for me, because I'd spend 30 minutes doing two videos, two true trading videos. I have to edit them and upload them. It's all a bunch of faff. I come on, I can talk to you guys as I'm doing trading. As you can see it live, you can see my mistakes live, you can see my wins live, and you can see me trade live. It's a bit of fun. It's fun and it's engaging, and I've enjoyed it. Very, very heavily enjoyed it. That's a loud bike. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. That's a very, very loud bike. Again, like I said, we've got 4 minutes 36 seconds. If you've got, I could just scroll right down a list of all the coins, and have a look, but I don't know if anyone wants me to look at anything. As the time is dwindling, the less likely I am to be able to do anything considerable. Actually, what I will do though is whip up the Bitcoin real quickly. But yeah, so this is where we are. Okay, cool. So as I was saying, but as I said earlier in the stream, this is the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin is obviously the huge coin. So I'm just going to hold this up onto the stream, or hold this up, as the background while I'm talking. But I think if no one has any coins you want me to look at, obviously it's getting a bit. It's a bit. There's not really much time anymore now. So I guess we can kind of just talk now. Poetry, good job. Someone could say better. Yeah. Seeing as though I am the resident TA person of this channel, I hopefully should be slightly better at TA. Hopefully more descriptive as well. Mike said it was range bound. If he says range bound in terms of 16.94 to 13.88, then I'd agree with him. However, there is obviously this area. Obviously, if you do ICT concepts, you'd call this an order block. If you do my TA, you don't do my TA. I do my TA. This is an area. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie. We've got 2 minutes 58 seconds. That was sometimes I have brain spaghetti. You think about you want to say something, and then you're like, what was I saying? I have no idea. But what's been very nice, obviously, what I'm doing on the 4 hour, I should probably do ADA install same movement. I'll look. Well, we don't have to leave in 2 minutes 41 seconds. I'll do TA really quickly. Having a quick look at ADA. Mike says it's bounced between two prices. It does look like that. Obviously, I could have a 7-minute stream going on to every coin, going, oh look, there's resistance there, support there. We're gonna go down, and I'd probably be decently accurate. But we do have this. So I did just draw this area. Okay, so this is quite safe actually. Oh, this is a bit funky. All right, this is a bit funky. So we've got that boom. So we've got about $16. We've got this fair value gap here, which we could enter and probably see something. So this is quite okay. This is quite tight. This is very, very tight. We did have this. Okay, that's cool. So let's have a quick look at market cipher. We have positive momentum going upwards, so that is bullish. Money going up, that is bullish. V up in the positive, that is bullish. TA is very bullish. Again, 15 bottom, 20 top. I was about to say what I see happening. What I see happening is, even though we are bullish, we're basically at this resistance point here. What I do see happening is something along the lines of this. I might not be 100% accurate. I've been scarily accurate. My time of being wrong is coming very soon. I can feel it. It's getting close, surely, because I've just been right all the time. I need to stop doing this. I see something along this happening. In terms of $20, yeah. I mean, if you were to use our magic indicator, I mean, I made this, and I don't even. I'll just be truthful here. I don't think Mike uses this, or my dad, or the other half. I don't know what you want to call him. What do you want me to call him? What does he want me to call him? I don't know. Him, the guy. He doesn't even use the indicator I made. And look how good it is. I haven't had to draw a single bit of volume. I haven't had to draw anything. I literally scrolled up and gone, oh, you see here's for $20? Oh yeah, that's true. $20 and 34 cents. That's all I have to do. I don't even have to draw anything. It just makes things so easy. I'm trying to advertise it. I'm not selling it, although if I could love to sell it, you know, I would love to get some money from it. But I made it, and I'd love for you guys to use it because I think it is very useful. Because I haven't even looked at volume yet, and I can already know that $20.34 is a resistance point. $16.94 is resistance point. Obviously, we can see we are bouncing off of that. He said $15 is support. Yes, absolutely. I think $50 is definitely support. This area here, especially down here, we've got this is something I still need to know if it's buy side or sell side. I think this is sell side liquidity. I think because this would be where longs go. So it'd be, or no, this is buy side. People going up to get their stop losses. Ignore me, I'm rambling. But this is some liquidity here we have down here. Oh, that's rough. Let me just hide the countdown. Let me hide all that crap. We do have this range here. Yeah, $15 I do think is support. I was going to point this out anyway for the fair value gap. I think we're going to enter this fair value gap and go up here. What I mean, if I was to trade this, I would probably just long and just leave it on a low. I mean, you could short and then long, but it's just like, you know, here's what it is. Oh, 8% up. That's pretty good for Solana. I might short. I mean, I don't know if I can be bothered. I might just long. I think we might break out, but the situation, if I long and I get it wrong, and this fair value cap isn't valid, we could just break below it and then not be valid. But the way I see it going, if the fair value cap is valid, we are going to bounce off. We're going to go towards $16, $16.10, $16.1. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? $16.10. We're going to go here and then just shoot up and break up towards it. And he says $15 to $20 range. Yeah, I think we have the same situation. So what I think he probably thinks is, obviously I'm speaking for him here. It's probably something like this, where we have this, you know, these higher highs or higher lows going up towards here. The way I see it going, I'm going to draw a red line. So that's my assumption. What I think he thinks is my situation is kind of the same. You know what? Let me just copy his line and move it down. This isn't really going how I thought it would go. There we go. So the red line. Actually, no, I was right. That's perfect. There we go. The red line. Wait, sorry, hold on. Wait. I need to make this good. There we go. So the red line is my line. This is where I think it's going to go. The blue line is my assumption of where I think Mr. Specs or Mr. Crypto or Mike or whoever you guys want me to call him is going to go. I think we're going to go up. Obviously, that is if the fair value gap is valid. But we do have a lot of bullish signs. So if I couldn't be bothered, I'd probably put a limit order for you know what? Let me just do it. Why not? I mean, why not? Let's just do it. Why not? Let's go put a limit order of about 16. I'll do $16.15. And I'll do a long. I'll do $30 or something. I don't know. And then I see it going towards $20. Let's say. And then TP, obviously about $20, because that is going to be actually, yeah, $20. I'll just put $20. And then take profit or stop loss. Probably something along the lines of 14.8. I'll lose quite a bit of money there, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know. I might just not have that because I'm a big boy. I don't need a stop loss. And then it's going to be a long. Make sure it's isolated. Now, I don't know how much fee is going to be, but hopefully not. So isolated. I'm going to be longing. So it's going to be a limit order for a long. So buy long. There we go. So I have put a long in on tier. Obviously, again, like I said, this is a limit order. So this is going to happen at 16. Hopefully, it's just refreshed to 16.55. Hopefully, it hasn't put it in right now. Okay, good. There we go. So at 16.15 for those, Jason, I think you said tier. So what I've done, you don't have to do this. Not financial advice. I've put a limit order at 16.15, which is roughly where this fair value gap is. Hopefully, it gets entered. 16.15 is quite low. I could do. You know what? I might update that to 16.30. I think about 16.30, we'll enter it. We could probably dance in between it and then go up. Hopefully, you know what, I'm going to leave it. Hopefully we don't miss it. I think we're going to enter this fair value gap and go up. Hopefully, and this is under the assumption that the fair value gap is valid. I think it probably should be. So that's it for tier. ADA, I'm not going to draw on ADA, but I'm going to look at... so, yeah, I mean, this looks quite similar to Solana anyway. It's in the same situation anyway. I mean, Solana is going down, as we can see by our 10% profit already. Solana is going down, so we probably have, like you said, Christian, probably have the same sort of situation. Haven't done TA, can't quite say for myself. We have been live for how long? An hour and 10 minutes, that's pretty good. Obviously, I haven't really overrun too much. It's only been 10 minutes. Obviously, this was an additional area. I don't really keep you guys too long. Obviously, you know, everyone else has all their lives and you get back to. So, thank you for spending an hour and 10 minutes with me on a stream. Hopefully, the TA was good. Again, none of it's financial advice. Go check Fairdesk out in the description. You know, if you do have any money and you do feel like in your heart is the right decision to put it into our copy trade account so we can trade it and then you'll get allocated it, and you really want to do that, obviously, you know, I don't want to be like this big advertisement man of, yeah, I'm the best at TA, put money into my copy trade. If you want to put money into copy trade, can't stop you. I will be trading on there. I won't be trading right now. I mean, what I might do is if one or two of you guys, Kishan or any of you get into the copy trade, I'll probably start trading when you're in the copy trade so that you can start earning profit as well. This is under the assumption that I actually, you know, get profit, which I think I will do. But I'll start then. Obviously, everyone else can see our history. Thank you, Jason. It is a big compliment that you have the trust in me that you feel like you should put some money in. I'm gonna skip this. Actually, I'm not gonna skip the ad. I'll skip the ad. I want to talk. So thank you so much for watching. All links will be in the description. Hopefully, this is the first Simple Signals live stream. Hopefully, it was good. I think like it was pretty good TA. Solana's going pretty well. I have put the limit order in. I put limit order on tier to bear that in mind. I'll probably take a screenshot of my trade so far in Telegram. So if you do want to refer back to them to see what prices I entered or whatnot, I will go put that there. Simple Significance is in Telegram as well if you want to go use that as well. I think that's about it. Check out all of the descriptions. I think that's about it, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next live stream, which will be Monday. I think probably Mike might be here. I think we're streaming Saturday, so I'll probably see you tomorrow. And I'll also see you Monday. I don't know, I can't remember if I joined the stream in the morning, I'm not gonna lie. But if I don't see you in the morning on Monday, I'll see you in the afternoon. So Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays is when I'm doing these streams. So, you know, don't feel obliged to always join them, but I will always be here. So if you want to, you know, any coins you want me to go draw, please do. Also, for any of you who might have any interest, anything you want to learn, anything I might have done here which you want to learn yourself, and any advice you want from me, I will also always be in the Telegram. So go to the trading area, come talk to me if you do feel like you want to ask me a question or anything like that. I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode, or live stream, sorry. Goodbye.